All right, good evening. Everybody doing good? Pretty good? All right, so since we're at a church, I figure I'd do a biblical piece. He made meals out of the human anatomy, particularly the female. Look, I'll spare you the details, but it baffled me. Now, they say he's man, but he claims to be more so human in his nature. His wilderness dies from his very own vapors. Forest burns down from all the jungle fever, but the bush stays around. You know their fruits are eager. Some of the stranger ones like to swing low from a sweet chariot grown by a slave religion, and their graves won't bury it. I swore I saw a harlot in the garden trying to reason with the serpent of the season. Y'all know the one that came from Eden. Will peep this in the evening. They both fooled man who came into Eden. She sprouted a serpent seed planted by a heathen. The harlot went to put a weave in. She dug deep in the ground looking for the Indian tracks, came across a hatchet that read Cain's name on the back. But to man, she just came across ratchet. So I guess he figured he could use her to fix his habits, but her words ain't chiropractic. Basically, ain't a way that she could back it. Now the forest cannot flourish. You know, everything's kind of whorish. Everyone's pushing daisies, fornicating with the florist. The tulips are a mess. Damsels in distress. Man is a spawn, and he's fighting with his flesh. That's the first piece. And I was like, it's kind of like struggling on what the next piece should be. But then I saw my man Mo, and I was like, okay, I know what this one's for you, Mo. This one's for you. This one's inspired off of you. All right. So, what's it like being a good Negro? Y'all know. The one they think all the blacks live vicariously through, the major minority, you know, the one who better speak no evil, not because you know better, not because you play congressional musical chairs with very few seats at the table, not because you are few in numbers, not because you carry all the hopes and aspirations of an oppressed people, but because you present the most pivotal question that every soul in America contemplates to themselves each night before they sleep. Does Kamala Harris wrap her hair at night? You think Trevor Noah ever seen Snow on the Bluff? My nigga, is that Jesse Williams or Justin Timberlake? See, these are the uncomfortable thoughts that plagues the mind of every person in this room, but you gotta understand, every racial draft takes place in a black woman's womb, and black men, we get the first dibs every time. And all we gotta do is show up and say, in the spirit of Bun B, Big Boy, 3 Stacks, and the late great Pimp C, my sister, I choose you. But there are times we don't even show up to the draft and someone else sneaks in VIP, shooting the club up, making a new child of miscegenation. So growing up, you're not really sure if the blacks or whites really want to play with you. By the way, can Sean King say nigga? My bad, such a quadroon of a question. But ain't being black like being an abused woman trying to change some ain't shit nigga into a post-racial melting pot where Keegan-Michael Key can show you some happy slaves in the flick, going overboard with Sambo jokes, smiling with teeth as big as Steve Harvey's. Well, tell Key, though I never seen a happy slave, I did see Get Out. Ain't it crazy how them white folks be going overboard with they tea parties? But it's cool, you one of them ones that like to hold his pinky when he be sipping, but just remember, holding your fist is something different. Like, okay, you could be light-skinned, the most criticized and eclectic, or you could be dark-skinned, the most desired and disrespected. Don't you get it? Rather be in the field fighting for your life with no protection, or rather be in Master's bed against your will, giving it up with no protection. You know the game and how it goes. We the happy slaves trying to get chose. They say freedom ain't free, so nigga get chose. Build your confidence, Build your mind, build your pride, because colorism is a hoe on the go, and self-hate is a slave ship on 24. So how you pimp this ride? Well, you rebel with the spirit of Amistad, Nat Turner, and Papa Doc. You kill the captain, you kill the crew, because they don't mean nothing black to me. Then reverse course and set sail back home, because that's how I should be. But not before we take a pit stop and throw Candace Owens overboard. Now that's some wet-ass pussy. All right, that was that piece. All right. I guess I'll do one more. Okay. So I'm part of Po Boys and Poets. Oh yeah, Po Boys. Po Boys. That's right, we Po Boys. But you got a poor soul. Why can't you seem to fit in their shoes, those poor souls? Why the rich seem to wear what the poor soul? You sip and taste shame. Ain't that why you pour so little? Still the cup runneth over. No need to pour, so let's just tilt the Big Dipper so it rains in the pour. So much till their faces fill with their pores. Oh no, even if they don't got your back like a Porsche dough, I'm just a thirsty poor soul who be pouring out his soul. Is it running too fast? All right, I'll just pour slow. They say you always making it rain. Ain't that why you pour? So what's the point of being lit when it continues to pour? Yo, what's the point of acting out just to put on a poor show? Like I wish I had the strength at the poor show. You know them lost spirits, we be saving these poor souls, losing religion just to find shoes for the poor souls. I couldn't stomach being starved, it was leaving my line in torso. Me and my homies couldn't afford no more, had to sell our worthless poor souls, but for what? Nothing too pivotal. I mean, had to get some new Yeezys, but still couldn't stand on principle. Our pride had us left for dead rather than being fed. We used to be about that dough, and now it's like we too broke to break bread. I can't even believe the words I just said. Pay me no mind, because this ain't no woe is me or a cry to help the poor you see or the ones you don't see. I mean, we coming in peace. We them pieces that you won't see, invisible as you drive by. So typical. I mean, capitalism wakes up our American dream. So minuscule, we look for Robin Hood. While they steady robbing the hood and the suburbs, you can see how the income go from the lower to the upper. Is this what the government, or just how they choose to govern it? I swear, war on poverty is like war on sovereignty. I'm sorry, it just bothers me. Continue to drive by, but if you see my sign fly right through your window, just know I did it for my kinfolk who sit outside your window with that needle trying not to give in. So while you brag about your president, it's becoming very evident that he don't give a shit. Taking loans from the bank, they don't care what you think. Spending billions on these campaigns, we ain't saying a damn thing. To your country you complain, but you refuse to be the change. No, you don't give a shit. You poor soul. Y'all can find me at on Instagram. Y'all can find me on Instagram at SpokenWords92 and on Facebook at Spoke_Words. Also follow us on PBNP Nash for Po Boys and Poets. Gonna have a show coming in August, middle of August soon. So, all right, thank y'all, Po Boys.